Hi, everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is a podcast where I enjoy sharing my insights. And today I want to talk about hurt feelings. And I'm calling it, Can Our Feelings Be Hurt? I learned this just a few years ago, that feelings don't hurt, but they are meant to be felt. And when you shed light on them and you pay attention to them, they tend to dissolve, especially the negative ones. So let's dive into it a little bit and see, can feelings be hurt? One of the things that I do in my meditation is to feel my feelings. And I would encourage you, if you're one who has a lot of feelings, to actually sit with them. Meditation might be considered a place where we feel our feelings. And you may have been in a situation where somebody said, "You hurt my feelings," which is a way of saying you hurt my ego, which isn't real. But feelings in their own domain feel very real. Pain feels real. But you have to get into what a feeling is. And they're very complex inner conditions. And some of the feelings that we avoid are grief, depression, sadness, loneliness. We tend to gravitate towards conditions which alleviate that kind of psychological suffering. For example, if you feel empty inside and lonely, people tend to gravitate towards other people, which are distractions from those feelings. But feelings are energy. And when you sit with them, which I encourage you to do, you'll notice that they originate in the solar plexus. Panicky feelings kind of come up when I'm panicky, I feel it here in my throat. But for the most part, there's an energy in the stomach. But it's really not in the stomach. If you had a colonoscopy, your gastroenterologist would not be able to find your feelings. But there is a sensation in there, which is different than, say, the kind of sensation of being pinched, if you will. So feelings are energy that are not in the body. The other thing that you'll notice if you feel your feelings is that they are hard to describe, aren't they? Imagine trying to describe an orgasm, for example. That's intense pleasure, but it's very different than eating a piece of chocolate cake, or being tickled, or laughing at a funny joke. And if you start getting into the various emotions, you realize just how kaleidoscopic they are, and that they are pure energy. And the question then you would ask is, how can we hurt energy? This happened to me just a few days ago. Someone came over and he was upset. He wanted to leave. We were having a discussion about something, that I said something about the past, and it triggered something in him. And he wanted to just storm off. And he said, "I have this ugly feeling," and blah, blah, blah. I said, "Well, stop and close your eyes and describe the feeling. Tell me where you feel it." So his attention went right to the feeling. And he had a hard time, first of all, he had a hard time putting it in words. But this is important, that you learn how to paint a picture of your feelings in words. We call that emotional vocabulary. And this is a way of developing emotional intelligence. I asked him to to explain where he felt it. And of course, he pointed to his abdomen, which is this region where we feel nerves and energy. And I asked him, does it hurt you? And he had to pause. And he said, I don't know. I find that very compelling because it gives me leverage into the space in between what you would call psychological pain and the entity that thinks it is feeling that. There's a confusion between the feeling and me. You see? He didn't know if it hurt him. Because in that moment, a hurt feeling is kind of everything, right? It also can kind of bubble up a thought or whatever. But in that moment, if you close your eyes and feel it, it feels like it's your entire world. So in its own domain, a feeling is a feeling. And it doesn't feel like there's a me that it hurts. I want you to try this. Like, sit with a feeling. If you're feeling anxious or scared or whatever, sit with the feeling. I call it shed light on the feeling, which is to put some attention on it. And ask, and first of all, you're going to know that you've already felt something like this before. It'll feel familiar. But then ask yourself, does this hurt me? And you'll find that it's hard to find the me that's hurting. You see? It's vague. The second thing I learned about, the fact that we really can't hurt energy. We can't find energy, the source of the feeling. We can't hurt it. But one of the things that helps me is to feel it and to become one with the feeling. I don't care how bad it is. One of the things that we tend to avoid is grief. And you realize, I'm afraid to cry. That's it. If somebody dies, you're just afraid to cry. But crying feels good. Crying relieves pressure that seems to be building up. So, feel your feelings. Ask yourself if there's a me that seems to be hurt by them. Shed some light on them. And what you will notice is that the negative ones don't like to be recognized. There is an awareness of a feeling that seems to be completely unaffected by it. This is sort of introducing yourself to the spaciousness that the feeling is emanating from you, the openness. And the body is a means of resonating with that energy. But you are the source of it. And the more you start paying attention to your feelings, the more space you develop between this sensation of me and the feeling. And that develops an independence with the outside world because you suddenly, or you begin to understand that you are an expressive entity. So feelings are expressing themselves. And the outside condition is not causing the feeling. The feeling is a feeling. Whether or not the feeling is creating your condition out here, I'm not sure. All I know is that everything seems to be emanating from me, the source, the emptiness, the whirlpool, or the vacancy in the middle. There is no me to feel the hurt feeling. You see? So when your feeling becomes your whole world, especially the negative ones, I want you to sit with it. Feel it, recognize it, put your attention on it, and watch how it heals. Negative emotions. The awareness that you are can heal the negative energy. That's what you are. You are the healer. not the feeler of the feeling. The creator of the feeling and the source of it, if you will, and the ability to calm the storm. If you have a negative emotion, you calm the storm by feeling it, paying attention to it, feeling the body loosen. Now, this is how you resolve every single confrontation you have with the outside world. See, there's no confrontation with the outside world when you're the source of everything. You just think something's coming at you. It's very convincing, this illusion that you got problems and people confronting you. But from your perspective, you're not just looking through two little peepholes. Everything is panoramic, and the environment is part of everything. So you're projecting it. You're emanating it. You're expressing it. And you're trying to run away. You're trying to run away from feelings. That's it. It's amazing how we try to suppress, run away from, and deny our feelings. And that's the source of great unease. It makes you wonder why people feel so alienated. It's because this outside phenomenon feels real. But you are the expressive, emanating, or even preeminent energy. The awareness, the consciousness, everything in your consciousness is you. So whatever seems to be confronting you is you. And as this invisible entity that feels feelings, particularly ones of fear, it's complete paranoia. So this is a great way to understand feelings, that you can't hurt energy. And you're an invisible presence that cannot be hurt. It gets confusing, but watch how easy you can heal your feelings, especially the negative ones, because you're the source of them. That's why. It's easy to heal them because you're the source of them. And that nothing's happening to you. Everything's happening from you. And that's the basic direction. It's expressive. So express your feelings, feel them, understand they can't hurt you, understand that they are detached from the circumstance. Shed some light on them, pay attention to them, especially the negative ones, and watch how quickly they resolve. They don't like to be recognized like that. The ego does not like to be recognized. But when it does, it kind of, that part of you that seems like a person trapped in a bag of skin, once that illusion begins to deteriorate, and that you realize you're emanating the entire world, your entire world is coming from within to without, not the other way around. You get free from the illusion a little bit more and more. So, do people hurt our feelings? No. Because feelings do not hurt. Okay, my name is Ryan Hebert. I hope that these insights were helpful and give you some food for thought in your journey. And if they have helped you, please check out my blog. It's called mymorningmotivator.com. We'll see you next time.